Mariana Catania.
Hi, I'm Crystal Smith.
Welcome, I'm Marina Braga.
Hello, everybody. I'm Hillary Solon.
And I'm Lola Olateju, and we're here to talk to you about Dollar General and the current state of its financial affairs. Over the course of this video, we'll shed some insight on the company culture, past and present business endeavors, and the direction we believe they're heading.
And I'll wrap us up with recommendations for the future. So, are we ready, Lois Lanes?
Yes!
Hi everyone, Lola here to chat about Dollar General, some news and updates. Just in January, the company said that they plan to add on 1,000 new locations and 10,000 new employees. And they just opened up in their 44th state, which is so great. Helps them add on some new positions. But what we're really interested in is talking about this new store concept. What's really going on? As you can see from the news, we talked about it. I mean, more jobs, more locations, just growth. But in the store, this new store concept that they began unveiling last year, they're moving towards DGX stores. This is an attempt to grab younger, hipper shoppers. These stores will have all about a total around 3,400 square feet. And in this space, they expect to offer customers more items geared towards immediate consumption, like pop, coffee, grab-and-go sandwiches, and that's not all. The home life selection that you would normally find at Target, Walmart, and sometimes Dollar General will be fully stocked at DGX. We're talking about pet supplies too, candles, snacks, electronics. They're even saying as seasonal offerings. We can't predict how these stores will compete, but as you will see in their revenue numbers, this appears to be a spot-on decision to continue to help this growing company out and helping them stay focused on being operationally excellent. Their new locations will be located in downtown Nashville as well as Raleigh, North Carolina in the next few months.
The following analysis refers to 2015 from the year beginning to the year ending. Cash flow margin ratio puts in relationship cash flow generated from operations and net sales from the income statement. It measures the ability of the company to turn sales into cash. This is a profitability ratio about the company efficiency and performance. With a net income of $1.16 billion and operating cash flow of $1.4 billion, the company has generated more cash than it has used. This comparison is helpful for two main reasons. First, the net income is computed on accrual basis and not cash basis. So it is perfectly possible for a company that is shown to be profitable according to accounting standards to go under if there isn't enough cash on hand to pay bills. Second, income statement includes some non-cash accounting items such as depreciation. Let's look now at cash from financing activities. Dollar General shows a negative balance of $1.29 billion in the cash flow statement. The company has borrowed $2.5 billion in loans, paid out dividends for $258 million, and since 2012, repurchased its own shares for a total of $1.3 billion. The company is sending out cash that could be invested otherwise within the company. Is the company creating value or extracting value? Here is a picture of the liquidity of Dollar General with 1.72 as current ratio. The company has $1.72 of current assets for every dollar of current liabilities. The cash flow liquidity is 0.77. This means Dollar General has 77 cents of cash and other liquid assets to use to pay its short-term debt. With 78 average days of inventory and 38 days of payables outstanding, there may be a concern regarding the working capital efficiency. However, we found evidence it may be typical for the industry. Note to self, we didn't find data related to accounts receivable to compute the cash conversion cycle. Dollar General appears to have a healthy free cash flow after accounting for capital expenditures, investing in long-term assets that sustain and expand the company, Dollar General generates $865 million in cash that can be used to expand operations, make acquisitions, pay off debt, repurchase shares, and pay dividends to shareholders. The financial leverage ratios are the portrait of the company debt financing. To fund every dollar of its existing assets, Dollar General is using 52 cents of creditors' money. The long-term debt to capitalization ratio tells that for every dollar of available capital, 35 cents are financed through debt. The debt to equity ratio measures the level of indebtedness to finance its assets with common stock equity. Dollar General has 1.09 debt to equity ratio. For every dollar of stockholders' equity, the company owes $1.09 to its creditors. Let's see where Dollar General positions itself in terms of value proposition. For every dollar of sale, Dollar General spent 69 cents on the cost of the product, leaving 31 cents available to cover other expenses and earn a profit. For every dollar of sale, Dollar General has 9.5 cents of operating profit. For every dollar of sale, Dollar General has almost 6 cents in net profit. By looking at their business model, we see that Dollar General value proposition is operational excellence. Their performance is positive due to natural growth and to the ability to manage their resources and costs efficiently. Presenting financial results on a per-share basis allows investors to relate earnings to what they actually paid for a share of stock and also to the current trading price of that stock. The PE ratio tells us that investors are paying $18.07 for each dollar of earnings. Finally, the dividend payout ratio tells analysts about the company dividend policies.
And here's a look at the Dollar General's themes and culture. Serving others is the Dollar General's slogan, and to the company this means serving their customers low prices on products that their customers use every day. They want their customers to have a hassle-free experience and to make shopping simpler. The Dollar General strives to provide their employees with opportunity and a great working environment. Convenience, quality brands, and low prices are Dollar General's guiding principles. The majority of Dollar General's products are priced at $10 or less, and approximately 25% of their products are priced under $1. The culture the Dollar General tries to portray in their job posts and in press releases is their importance of serving others, and the company thinks of themselves as a family. But many reviews on Glassdoor did not portray this culture of being a family. Many reviews from former employees listed how the company overworks their staff and they struggle with work and life balance. One former employee said that he opens a store every morning by himself and there is rarely more than one sales associate and a manager on duty. Glassdoor did have some positive reviews from current and past employees. Some of the reviews said there is upward mobility in the company and the company is growing. Employees also said there are good benefits for full-time employees and it's easy to get hired. According to Dollar General's website, they're looking for people entering the workforce for the first time, and their company will provide an ideal foundation of basic work skills along with competitive wages and benefits. Dollar General has recently given back to the community by donating over $7.1 million in grants to over 900 schools and literacy organizations. The Dollar General is operational excellent because their model is to give their customers the best price for everyday products. Their strategy is mostly focused at the top with the C-level executives, while the employees in the stores are the execution-oriented. Also, customers at the Dollar General will buy the cheaper product regardless of their social status, spending power, and the economic scenario. Here's a quick look at the leadership at the Dollar General. Todd Vassos is the CEO, and he has customer relations in his DNA, as well as financial and business operations. Most of these board members come from a financial background, and most of them were past controllers or auditors, and they're very business operational driven. The CEO and the CPO are the only executives with customer relationship experience and have that intimacy skills with customers, while the CFO, CMO, and the CEO are past controllers and very business driven from their past positions.
As of December 2016, 22 states in the United States changed their criteria for SNAP benefits. SNAP benefits, short for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, provides low-income families and families in need with resources to purchase food. This resulted in approximately 1 million American households losing funds needed to purchase meals for their families. Out of the 22 states that implemented the change, Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, and Alabama were some of the most highly impacted. These states also happen to have some of the highest concentration of Dollar General stores. Dollar General has been experiencing a deflation in sales that they believe can be attributed to price investments from Walmart stores and the discontinuation of SNAP benefits. As a result, according to MarketWatch, same-store sales for the third quarter were negatively impacted by 150 to 175 basis points and 110 to 115 basis points for the second quarter. In addition, Dollar General reported earnings per share of 84 cents, which was down from 86 cents the year before. However, this past fiscal year, revenue was listed at $5.32 billion, which was an increase from the $5.07 billion the prior year. This suggests that even though Dollar General may be losing some same-store sales due to the discontinuation of SNAP benefits and some price investments, the decline is being recovered in other aspects. While trying to successfully live up to its name in the current market, Dollar General does have one thing over a few of its competitors, and that is their accessibility to e-commerce. Unlike Dollar General, that requires their e-commerce customers to strictly make bulk purchases, for example, cases or units of 24 or more, Dollar General allows customers to purchase individual items and then have them shipped to their home for free if the total is $40 or more. This, combined with Dollar General's use of mobile alerts and digital coupons, works in favor of the company and provides a basic, easy-to-use platform for customers to purchase their necessities, which is seen as a differentiator from competitors.
Now let's get started with our Q3 2016 highlights, where I'll talk a little bit about what went wrong and what went right this quarter with Dollar General's financial situation. So the key takeaway for this quarter really is that Dollar General is weathering the storm. It hit some bumps along the way, but it's hanging in there, and it's expected to make a full recovery. Let's talk a little bit about the bumps that Dollar General has hit this quarter. When we compare it to Q3 of 2015, Q3 of 2016 actually saw a decrease in both revenue and same-store sales. For revenue, it was about a 7% decrease, which is pretty substantial, and for same-store sales, it was just about a 1% decrease. It's pretty small, and we can probably expect that the Dollar General will make up for that in Q4 saying that it's not very significant. But I just want to point out that, interestingly enough, the administrative costs for Dollar General have gone up by also about 7%. So, we can safely say that the costs have directly impacted its revenue this quarter. We can also see that its gross profit rate, when we take it as a percentage of sales, has decreased slightly from 30% in Q3 of 2015 to about 29.8%. So again, very slight decreases here, but when we're talking about a company as large as Dollar General, a small decrease like this actually is, a decrease of billions of dollars, or maybe even millions. So it's significant, and we're not talking about just a few dollars here. In order for us to understand what's happening to Dollar General this quarter, it's important that we break down where these increased costs are coming from. So first, I'd like to point out that Dollar General actually used about $315 million more dollars in cash for their operating activities this quarter when we compare it to Q3 of 2015. That's about a 39% increase, so very, very significant. And that's attributed to actually a number of different reasons. So first, Dollar General saw an increase in their labor and store occupancy costs this quarter, and that can be attributed, to adding new staff, training new people, just regular costs from growing their stores, and maybe even increase in rent and stuff like that. That's pretty standard and can be easily offset with increased sales. But I think what made a significant difference in their costs this quarter were the following two things that I'm going to talk about. So first, Dollar General acquired all of the former Walmart Express stores this quarter. And as part of that acquisition, they actually closed a number of their other stores in order to move into these new Walmart Express stores. So that was a very, very significant cost for them this quarter. It was about $11 million just for closing costs, not to mention all the amount of money that they paid for the Walmart Express stores. And second, the company actually experienced a number of disaster-related expenses, which was about $7.7 million this quarter, and that has to do with just the crazy weather that we've had in this time of year. But despite all of these bumps and these increase in costs, I think Dollar General is weathering the storm quite well. Let's take a look at some things that are increasing this quarter. Net sales have increased by about 5% this quarter when we compare it to Q3 of 2015. That's just over $250 million more, which is a good sign. Sales going up is always good for a chain of stores. And according to Dollar General's earnings report, this increase was due to the sales in new stores, which again is a good sign. If the new stores are selling, then the investments are paying off. And lastly, another good sign that the company is weathering the storm is actually that it's working on keeping its shareholder value up, and it's doing so successfully. So first, it's repurchased 2.9 million shares of common stock this quarter as part of its repurchasing program, and that's actually been around since 2011, and the company has repurchased just over 70 million shares, totaling $4.3 billion since that date, and it's helped keep its stock value up and help it weather the storms in times like this when revenue is going up and down. And also, the board of directors have declared that it will pay a dividend of 25 cents per share this quarter. And there you have it. Those are our Q3 2016 highlights. To sum it up, there have been some bumps this quarter. There have been some, decrease in some important numbers that we don't want to see decrease, like revenue, but all the signs point that Dollar General is weathering the storm and revenue will be up real soon.
And our last segment tonight on the Lois Lane News Show is an in-depth look into the future of the company at the focus of this evening's broadcast. In our next segment, we take a deep dive into what the next few years could and should hold for Dollar General and its leadership. These are our final thoughts, and I'm your opinion editor, Jerry Springer, Hillary Solon. Our extensive research into leadership and business practices has shown that the biggest obstacle that Dollar General has to overcome is outdated thinking on all levels of its corporation. By modernizing in these next 5 areas, Dollar General would continue to compete and lead in this market segment. There's one constant in the areas of the company that are struggling, and that through line is holding on to outdated practices. What worked 5 years ago, or even 5 months ago, may not be in the company's best interest anymore. If Dollar General is willing to be brave and question everything, the payoffs could be enormous. Our first recommendation for Dollar General is to take a long, hard look at its e-commerce operations. But don't take too long of a look, because the need to get moving on a new plan should be a top priority. Fundamentally, on the Dollar General site, there's a disconnect between the in-store experience and the online one. What makes that even more challenging for customers is that the website follows outdated design practices and has many broken links and pages. From the shopper's perspective, the worst part of the online experience is high shipping costs. To get anything delivered, prices begin at $7 for standard, slow delivery. Dollar General should encourage its shoppers to spend more if they're shopping online and offer free shipping for basket sizes over $40. Who wants to spend $3 on pain medicine and then $7 to ship it? The company should also consider selling larger bundles of items grouped together by product type or maker. New house? Try this kitchen cleaning kit with everything you'd need. Baby on the way? Get the essentials with this package from Procter & Gamble. Don't delay in pushing forward with the new store concept aimed at younger shoppers in larger urban areas. All the pieces are there, run with it. By all accounts, the new store in Nashville is doing quite well. Over 40 new stores are opening this year for Dollar General. But why make only one of them the new concept? We are recommending sticking with the formula, picking mid-sized cities, like you've already done in Nashville and will soon do in Raleigh, near universities, and keep opening these stores. Consider places like Atlanta, Athens, Jacksonville, Knoxville, Tallahassee, and Tampa in your core states of Georgia, Tennessee, and Florida. Ask shoppers, ask employees. They will all agree. Stores simply do not have enough employees working during busy hours, our investigation has found. A common complaint found online, on Glassdoor reviews, and on YouTube through employee videos is that on most weekdays there is only one manager working and one person stocking shelves. This makes it hard to give customers the attention they require when looking for specific items or when they have questions. These employees have said in vlogs and in comments that they think it would make a significant difference to have just 3 employees working, not 2. Consider staffing up the stores, bringing in the most profit. It's well established that Dollar General shoppers are major couponers, and one of the most popular ways to use coupons now are through mobile devices. The company is now sending up to 5 mobile coupons a week, which is what the shoppers want. But what they really want is to be able to use them easily. Stop texting shoppers links to landing pages with the details they need. Keep the information text-based and in one message, not 2. Better yet, release a new version of the app that makes the coupons even easier to use.
That concludes our video. Thanks so much for joining us.
We hope you enjoyed our presentation and this in-depth look into Dollar General.
We're the Lois Lanes.
And we're signing out.